Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.
Good evening and welcome to our show, Going Public. I'm Renee Fonseca, and joining us tonight from the Terrebonne Parish School District are Angele Black, the Terrebonne Parish School District Indian Education Coordinator, Tiffany Boudreau, the Indian Education Resource Specialist, and Carly Chauvin, an Indian Education student. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight and taking time out of your day. With November being Native American Month, you all are here to give us an overview of the Indian Education Program. So I want to, like I said, thank you once again. First up, Angele, can you explain how the Indian Education Program provides college and career guidance to students?
Yes. So a big part of our grant is college and career readiness for our students. So what we try to do, the schools do a lot in that area. So we just want to complement things that are already happening in the schools. For example, when a student is a sophomore, typically they need to pick a path, like either a jumpstart path, meaning that they're going to go straight into a career whenever they graduate, or a TOPS path, meaning that they're looking to take a college route. So what we've done in the last 2 years is started small group counseling for our 8th grade students, just to kind of give them that heads up. Hey, in the next 2 years, you're going to have to pick one of these paths, and that's going to determine the different classes that you would take once you're in high school. So we started small group counseling using Career Compass for all of our 8th grade students, and that just helps them to be able to be ready to make that decision when the time comes. In addition, when students are in 11th grade, they all take the ACT throughout all of our high schools. And so we want to make sure our students are ready for that as well. We started giving calculators to all of our 9th grade students in our program. And then when they're in 10th grade, they all get ACT books. And whenever we hand out the books, we explain, these calculators are ACT testing acceptable, so you'll be able to use it when you take that test. And for our 10th graders, we let them know, okay, you're going to take this test sometime next school year, but if you're interested in dual enrollment or something like that, you may want to schedule a test ahead of time. So we're giving this book to you now so that you're ready if you decide to schedule a test before you actually take it as a group. We also do college and career readiness field trips with all of our 10th through 12th grade students. So that's a really fun thing. We sometimes will take them to different businesses, different colleges, Ellie Fletcher, Nichols, local places like that. And then we share a lot of scholarship and grant information with all of our seniors. We also post it on all of our Facebook social media pages so that they can get that information ahead of time as well.
And I know joining us tonight is Miss Carly Chauvin, who is a junior from South Terrebonne High School, to give us an overview of some of those college and career events. Thank you, Carly, once again. Carly, you attended the Indigenous College and Career Fair at Tulane last month. Can you please tell us what you learned at the fair?
The whole idea of the fair was basically to prepare you on what you have to do for your own college experience. So they advise you to narrow down what colleges you wanted to go to and look at those requirements to make sure you're meeting them. And then to take all the tests that are available to you, like the SAT, PSAT, ACT, whatever, because they'll never hurt you. It's just going to benefit you. And they explain how the TOPS program works, how the resources that are available to you, and then the scholarships, what scholarships you're able to apply for. And they gave you the chance to talk to the colleges in this area, some that were probably never even on your radar. And in general, it just gave me an idea of what to expect within this year and next year, leading into graduation and college applications.
And what would you say was your favorite part of the tour at Tulane?
At lunch, we got to go explore, walk around. So me and some friends, we went look at everything that was going on. And it was just nice to see everything in action.
And when you were at the college and career fair there, did you decide on any future pathways possibly?
Not really.
Not really. It just opened your eye.
Yeah.
Well, good. I know that you also attended the college and career field trip to Nicholls State University and Thibodeau Regional Medical Center. Can you please tell us about that trip?
That trip, being that Nicholls is like our local campus, it's like the one you hear about the most. So being able to like go on campus and like view their campus, seeing what they had to offer, like the programs, the amenities they had, it was nice because like it shows you that like our local campus is like worth it. And then the Thibodeau Regional, it just shows you how like a big business or like a big like hospital is able to be run, and it has like all those different departments in it.
And when you attended the field trips at Nicholls and Thibodeau Regional, what was your favorite part of that field trip?
I think just being around like everyone that's in the program, like we're all from like the same like background pretty much. So seeing that we're all able to have like the same, I guess like, I don't know. It's just nice to have like the opportunity to
Definitely so
doing
that the
extra.
experience and the
Yeah.
opportunity to go. So if you were able to pick other college and career related field trips, what would you pick?
I think because me personally, I still don't know what I'm gonna do in the future. And like, we're also like always expected to know like, oh, like, what do you want to do in the future? So I think a more career oriented like field trip, like having the different careers and programs come explain what they're about and like seeing what, why someone would choose that path, like what it's about pretty much would be nice and help you like narrow or like even broaden your choices.
So if you had other students that were interested and attended, why would you tell them they should go on these field trips?
It's just nice, like the opportunity to be able to do extra with like, I mean, being Native, you don't get to choose being Native. So like being able to like get that opportunity just because it's nice.
Well, good. I want to thank you for joining us. It looks like our time is up for this segment, but I do appreciate you coming on the show. I would like to thank you, our viewers, for watching. Don't forget to join us every week on Going Public. Good night.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bork, know your rights.
Good evening and welcome to our show, Going Public. If you are just joining us tonight, I'm Renee Fonseca, and joining us from the Terrebonne Parish School District are Miss Angele Black, the Indian Education Coordinator, and Tiffany Boudreau, the Indian Education Resource Specialist. I want to once again thank you for joining us tonight to give us information on Native American Month.
Thank you.
Angele, could you explain what the Indian Education Program is and what services you provide to your students?
Yes, so the Indian Education Program is a federally funded grant program that we apply for every year, and we are awarded this grant based on our student count. So in this area, we have a rather large Indian population. About 10% of the population here, as well as 10% of the school district students, are Native American students. So we are funded based on our count. And our primary goal is to improve LEAP scores in both ELA and math for our students. So our biggest expense is that we provide paraprofessionals in our schools with our highest Native American counts so that they could provide extra assistance in ELA and math classes. Something else that we strive for is to improve graduation rates, decrease our dropout rates, increase attendance. The most important part of our job is to promote cultural awareness. So we do that especially during Native American Month, where we teach people about our local Native American heritage and culture. We do this through presentations throughout the district, numerous elementary and middle schools. We also do separate classroom presentations if a teacher would request us to go in because they are teaching about Native Americans in their curriculum. We provide school supplies and materials, anything that our students might need. We try the best we can to get those supplies to our students. And we also, a big part of us is college and career readiness, which of course we do our field trips and provide ACT prep materials and even individual and group counseling. We also hold a Native American graduation ceremony every year for our graduating seniors, which is the biggest event that we hold each year, which is really special because it's just for our students, and we have local leaders, and we always have a great speaker as well for that event.
So it sounds like you stay very busy with providing these services.
Definitely.
I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Tiffany. Tiffany, could you explain the process of how a student becomes an Indian education student?
Sure. So the first thing we do is we reach out primarily to our new enrollments as well as transfers that come into the district. We do this by running reports and looking into potential students. And the way we do that is by looking at the students that have selected Native American on one side of the family or the other. We reach out with our paras, we reach out during our meetings, and we reach out various different ways. Once we do that, we give them an ED 506 form. It's a national form that we share with our families so that they can fill it out. And a lot of families struggle sometimes with doing that because they don't think that they have all the information they need, but I'm happy to assist in any way. We do that by reaching out to the tribes, and the tribes have been really gracious at helping us with locating enrollment numbers so that we can enroll the students into the program, and they're able to reap the benefits of everything that we have to offer.
And for a student to be eligible, does it have to be an immediate family member?
It would have to be the child themselves, the parent, or the grandparent.
Okay.
We unfortunately can't go any further back than that.
All right, perfect. Angel, in what ways do you stay connected to local tribes and other agencies who assist with program goals?
So we have quarterly meetings that are always open to the public. So we announce that on our social media pages as well as in our newsletters, and we send flyers to all of our enrolled students. So of course we invite local tribal leaders as well to attend those meetings to give us any opinions on how they think our program should be run, or if there's something else we should be doing or something we should be doing that we're not doing. We take all of that into consideration. We have a parent committee with parents from all different tribes on it as well, and so we take their opinions very seriously and review our budgets and things like that with them each year. In addition, like I said, our quarterly newsletters, we have a lot of information on those. Our Native American Month presentations, the presenters that we have there, or we have different tribal leaders or different crafters there too. Tiffany and I are also required as part of our grant to take part in professional development every year. And so we attend a convention where we get to meet people from tribes from all over the United States. So just making those connections as well as the actual Indian education program leaders in Lafourche Parish. So we learn a lot from them, and we kind of bounce ideas off of each other. So anything that we might not be doing that might benefit our students, we always take those into consideration.
So definitely a lot of learning going on.
Yes.
Tiffany, could you tell us a little bit more about the Indian paras and their role in the program?
So we have 8 paras this year, and they are put at the schools that have the most or the highest Indian education count for our students. Right now, we have them at Montague Elementary, Montague Middle, Houma Junior High, Grand Caillou Elementary, Grand Caillou Middle, and I'm probably going to skip one. But what they do is they help to tutor the children that are struggling. And we've started this year with other programs like Margaret and McKinney-Vento, who have helped us. And by doing that, we're able to offer not only the paras in those schools, but we're able to reach a higher number of students throughout the district that are able to get assistance because we're able to reach into their tutors. And while we're helping with our paras in the schools that we have available with those people, we're able to also get help out to the students through the other schools that don't have as many students there that are Native by using those tutors that those programs have there. So with that assistance, it's been really working out really well that we're able to reach out to a wider variety of kids and help them in every way that we can.
No, it definitely sounds like it's a good benefit that you guys offer as well. Mm-hmm. It looks like our time is up and we do have to take a short break. Please continue to join us on Going Public after the break.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.
Good evening and welcome to our show, Going Public. I'm Renee Fonseca, and if you are just joining us tonight, joining us from the Terrebonne Parish School District are Angel Black, the Indian Education Coordinator, and Tiffany Boudreau, the Indian Education Resource Specialist. I once again want to thank you for joining us and providing us with information regarding Native American moth. Angel, since November is Native American moth, in what ways does the Indian Education Program celebrate it?
So the biggest way that we celebrate is we offer Native American presentations to all of our elementary and middle schools throughout the district. So we send out a Google survey, and any principal that coordinates with us to schedule a presentation, we go ahead and get that done for them if we can. We actually have 21 presentations scheduled for this month. So sometimes we're doing 2, even 3 a day. But we have some wonderful presenters from our local Native American tribes, and they show our children local crafts and other things. We talk about basket weaving, moss dolls, garfish jewelry and art, beadwork, dancing, drumming, regalia, powwows, Native American food or cooking, Native American language. We have a person who shows them animal skins because trapping used to be a big part of our culture in the past. We talk about Native American housing because all of the students think we live in teepees, or we did live in teepees, but we actually didn't. We lived in houses with palmetto roofs here. We talk about transportation, which could have been a dugout pirogue. And we talk a lot about intergenerational teaching and sharing. So just one example for Native American food and cooking, not a lot of people know, or it's hard for children to fathom that at one time there were no pots and pans to cook in. So we teach them about cooking on a tripod using a deerskin pouch. And one of our presenters happens to have a deerskin that he can show them what it would look like. And we talk about Native American cooking balls and how they were heated up, and you could actually cook a gumbo in that pouch by putting all of your ingredients, water, and we let them know it's, whatever those hunters might have killed that day. You put your meat in, your vegetables that you harvested, and then you drop those balls directly into the pouch and close it up. And those cooking balls cook the food in the pouch. So that's just something like it's so hard for them to comprehend because all they know is cooking in a pot and pan. So it's really fun. One other thing we're trying this year is called Rock Your Mocks, which is a nationwide program. And it's our first time. We did a little beta testing with Grand Caillou Middle School last year. And it's just a nationwide push for students to wear moccasins or wear a turquoise ribbon. And so we are sending turquoise ribbons to all of our students this year to participate in that nationwide event.
Well, very interesting. I'm sure the students are actually intrigued by this information that you guys are giving them. Mm-hmm. Tiffany, I know you assist with a lot of these presentations. Could you explain the process of coordinating with the schools to offer the presentations?
Right. So first, initially, we send a resolution for approval to our superintendent and the school board. And once it's signed, we extend an invitation to all of the elementary and middle schools interested in participating. Each year, we're joined by an incredibly team of Native American artisans who showcase, like she said, basket weaving and dancing and music. Through a Google form, the principals of the schools are able to schedule their program. Once we do that, we get them into the schools for the presentations that they've asked for, but we work very hard between that to get that done.
Can you please tell us about the surveys that are sent to fourth graders after the presentations?
So prior to the presentation, we examine a few points that we would like them to learn and take home with them specifically. And the survey style is sent to them again through a Google form. It's emailed to the fourth grade teachers of the school scheduled to participate. The students are asked 5 to 6 questions to what knowledge they may have about it prior to ever seeing the presentation. And I'm always tickled to see their answers as to what it might possibly be. But once after the presentation is complete, we repeat that survey again to see what they've learned after they've seen the presenters and Angel teach them the Native American words and things like cooking a gumbo. They love to hear those stories.
Yeah, so I'm sure the feedback is awesome to receive from the students. What do you both feel is most important for students to learn by attending these presentations?
I think my most important takeaway for a student is that Native Americans still exist. They're not just a part of history. A lot of times they just hear about it in a social studies class or learn about tribes that are from the northern United States or something like that. They don't even realize that there are tribes right here in their own area. And that's what I love about it, because we say, these people live here in your area, in your parish, and they're still crafters and they're still making these things so that they can teach others about it.
And Tiffany, what do you feel has been most important for students to learn?
I love that they have a chance to learn the differences and the misconceptions that they've been taught their whole lives. The things that they think that Native Americans have done or haven't done, like Angel said, that we are still here. We get asked quite often, are Native Americans still with us? And we're standing in the room with them. So it's very nice to be able to be out there and let them know we do still exist and we're hardly the only ones. Also, I'd like them to be able to learn that we have such a rich culture and that it's something that's thriving, and I like to see them engaged with it so that they can learn to continue to grow and continue to carry on the traditions of us and our ancestors, because they're the kids of the future. It's got to continue to thrive.
And what has been some of the feedback from the students and the teachers who have attended the presentations?
Well, I was actually really excited about something that happened today. We presented at Montague Elementary, and some of those students have been listening to our presentation for a couple of years. And I had a picture on the screen, and I asked one of them what it was, and they knew automatically. So it just makes me excited to know that they are remembering this from year to year.
Well, good. I want to once again thank you for joining us today and providing us with information on Native American Month. It's always a pleasure to have you both. I would like to thank you, our viewers, for watching. Don't forget to join us every week on Going Public. Good night.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.